What's up, people? How are you today? Hopefully you had a great day. The weather is breaking. It's not super cold anymore. So welcome to WineUp Wednesdays. Where's this thing at? I see something glowing on the back. That's it. Okay, never mind that. What's up, beautiful people? Mwah. Please type in the chat who's here with me today and what is your drink of choice. What do we got going on, people? How are you today? Please chime in, tap in, tap in. Let me know who you are. Let me know what you're drinking on today. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Why is I'm like shining right where nipples should be. Hello, Miss Aaliyah. You're drinking water today. That's okay. Wine or water. Drink water, baby. You can't go wrong with that. That's for sure. That's for sure. Well, thank you. Chill out. In the meantime, while we're waiting for others to go ahead and chime in, but only at this time need more of it. Absolutely. And you know what? Aaliyah, I know exactly what you mean, and I wish I was actually drinking more water, but I'm gonna have me some wine tonight. How about that? Maybe you can help me pick out the wine that we drink tonight. We're gonna give a few people a chance to come on in, tap in. So I tell you what, hello. Hey, Emanjo. How do you say your name? I would like to know. Can you come out? Can you come on camera, or can you I don't know. How can you say something? I want to hear you pronounce your name. But cranberry juice, thank you so much for chiming in. Hey guys, I tell you what, while we're waiting for others to come on, please click those links that I put in there. One is to the YouTube channel. One is to the Facebook page. I am going to actually, how can I get you the YouTube, my Instagram link? I don't know. Let me see if I can do that. Let's see. Let me see if I can get on. Okay, that didn't work. Let me see. Okay, I got my glass. See if I can get in this way. Nope, that didn't work either. Let me see. Welcome in, people. 1 second. Yeah. Okay, that didn't work either. How did that not work? Yes, I'm sure it worked. Okay, I know why. I figured it out. Let's see, do I have a go? Yes, I have a go. Okay, so guys, where did you go? I can't find you. I can't see you anymore. Where are you? Okay, there you are, right there. Hi, I see you again. Menanjo, did I say? These two little lights right here are really, like, blowing me away here. Like, is it bothering anyone else? Like, right there. Like, right there. It's tripping me out. I tell you that much. Okay. Hey Dee, how are you? How are you? Let me see. Did I say that right? Menanjo. Menanjo. I think I might have said that right. Give me a, let me know if I said that right. Okay, guys. In the meantime, we're gonna give you guys a few more minutes to come on. Dee, what you drinking on? What you drinking on? As a matter of fact, guys, let us know where you're from, too. If you're here locally, just say, your side of town. If you are out of state, say where you are out of state. In the meantime, please click those links and go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go and like the Facebook page. And I'm going to see, how can I post my Instagram thingy? Okay, I got it right here. Okay. Please, guys, if you can do that, that would be great. Like, follow me on Instagram. And there that is, right there. So, guys, how have you been this week? I would like to know. We got about 4 more minutes before we get started and start with, what we're going to be talking about tonight. But I would like to know, how's things going for you guys? Oh, that went off. We're going to choose a wine to drink. What's up, Cuzzo? What you drinking on this evening? Are you chilling? You're chilling? You's chilling. Thank you for joining me. So, guys, what I'm going to do here is split these screens up so I can see everything that's going on. But guys, if you can, please go and go to the Instagram page and like the page. Oh, you drinking on some Hino, cuz. You drinking on some Hino. Okay, I got you. Okay, let's see what I got here. I have had kind of a rough week, a trying week, just even dealing with, just issues and trying not to let politics get you down. I had some very serious debates about some of the things that I'm very, very passionate about, uplifting and enhancing African American communities, and I may not, verbalize what is on my heart, mind, and soul in the best way. All I know is I just need to get the word out by any means necessary. So when I'm adamant about something, I'm just adamant about something. And we'll get into it. Let's get back to, okay, let me see who has joined us. Okay, guys. Please let me know who's here, what you're drinking on. We got some Hennessy, we got some cranberry juice, we got some water. Let me see. Okay, so y'all help me vote. What we drinking on tonight? Now, this is one of my favorites right here. This is, hello, Hilbert, welcome back. I got the Snoop Dogg wine in the house. I love that, guys, I'm telling you. We got the John Legend. This is John Legend's. Can you see this? I don't know how you can see this. I don't know how you can see it. Oh, gosh, where is it? You can't see it. Anyway, this is John Legend's wine. I'm not a huge fan of rosés or sparkling wines, but I bought that just because I wanted to try it out. But I think I want to drink this when I have people here with me, right? So you guys want to come on out? Look. We relaxing some of the COVID restrictions, and we can open some things back up. How about if we had a studio audience and you can type, "Hey, Roger, how are you? Greetings, drink of the evening, a can of Venom." Local here in Chicago, Southside. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for joining us. I'm going to use my special little thing today. Let's see. Which one is, I don't know, what's upside right or upside down, Lord Jesus. Okay. All right, guys. I got this is the Juggernaut. You guys know I'm a fan of this. I want to save this too. Maybe in the next couple of weeks we'll drink it when we start inviting people here to hang out with us. How about that? So I got the Juggernaut. I got this one. I buy the wines based on, like, if I've never tried it before, if I like the bottle, or if it's like a cool looking bottle. And I thought this one was pretty cool. This one is Apothic. It's a really cool, oh, there we go. It's a really cool bottle. This is a Cabernet Sauvignon. And then we have this Dark Horse Merlot. So any suggestions, guys? We got Dark Horse Merlot, Apothic, Cabernet. I think that's all I want to try today. You got some more stuff? Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Now this is a white wine. This one is a Sauvignon Blanc. Okay, so if I have no suggestions, a few people have joined us. Go ahead and leave your, let us know who you are. Let us know what you're drinking on. And I don't know, guys, help me decide. Y'all know I'm a Libra. Jesus Christ. Okay, I think the running is in between Dark Horse Merlot, the Cabernet, Apothic Cabernet, or the Sauvignon Blanc. Now, I've never had Sauvignon Blanc before. Never had that before. So maybe I should try that. Okay, I'll tell you what. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. How about that? Ooh, this is bothering me, guys. These little lights is like tripping me out. The Snoop Dogg, man. Okay, Phil, I tell you what, I want you to try the Snoop Dogg wine because it's really, really good. So next week, Wednesday, why don't you come out here and chill with me? Chill with me. Okay, we're going to try it. You convince me, Phil, because this is one of my favorites. Let me see. Now, I have this nifty little gift that Roger gave us for WineUp Wednesdays. Let me see if I'm gonna do this right. Each week is gonna get easier for me to do. Okay, that was cool. Okay, now I'm gonna try this. Now, which way it go in? Okay, go in this way. Let me see. Gonna try this. Okay, Roger, I'm gonna make you proud. Roger. Okay, I think this is what I do. Oh man, that is the sweetest shit ever! Roger. Thank you, Roger. That was so cool. Let me see, you're going to be on 47 next week. So now that I done opened the Snoop Dogg deal, we might have to get us another bottle of Snoop Dogg next week. But it smells so good and it actually tastes pretty good. So cheers, guys. We're going with the Snoop Dogg today. Now, Phil, I might have some next week, so I might not drink it all by myself tonight. I drink it all. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So, guys, if you're here local, put in the chat. Would you like to come and hang out with me next week? And maybe we'll set up a couple of chairs. Y'all can chime in We can talk about some stuff. Hello, John Steven. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm not sure how you found us on the show, but I would like to know. So please let us know. How did you find us on WineUp Wednesdays? Also, John, we talk about what is your drink of choice. So let us know what that is while I pull up this file here. And we're just going to get going, guys. I'm going to tell you what, like I was saying earlier, it's been kind of a rough week for me. Okay, let me go back. Hold on. And I was a little bit discouraged. Yes, I was. Why was I discouraged? Let's see, what was the last one? Okay, there we go. I was a little bit discouraged because I am on this quest. I'm on this quest to eradicate the N-word. I haven't got the web address. Clicked on live. Thank you. You're drinking some red wine, so cheers. Is that a sweet red wine? It is not a sweet red wine, Phil. That's why I like it. That's why I like it. Wati! What's up, Wati? Wati, right down the street. Which I would like to interview because he does some great things in the hood. He's had a business here, a successful business over many years. So, you know, I'm all about entrepreneurialism here. So, Wati, you should be my co-host one day. Why don't you be my special guest host? How about that? Hey, Larry, how are you? What are you drinking on today, Larry? Wati, what's your drink of choice tonight? Let's see. Cheers. Clink. So, guys, remember, thank you for joining us. I am your favorite community activist, speaker, real estate investor, entrepreneur. You know, I'm here. I aspire to inspire. Okay? Like, it is really upon my heart, mind, and soul to do that. Hey, nobody's perfect. I might not necessarily go about it in the right way because, boy, I can get into some knockdown drag-outs with folks, right? But in the end, we smile at each other and be like, you know what? I see your passion. I see what you're trying to do. I might not like what you're saying, but hey, what can I say? So I am inspiring people to live footloose, fancy, and free at any age, right? So peeps, I just want to know, how's life been, just navigating through the everyday chaos of what is 2021? It's a little better than 2020. Answer that question for me. Is it better than 2020 so far? Let me know that. I want to know. So thank you for coming on in. Like I said before, I put the links in the chat so you guys can go like the Instagram page. Please do that. That would be so cool. I have like no followers on Instagram. Now, I got locked out of an Instagram page. So there's two WineUp Wednesdays. Oh no, you know what? It is not called WineUp Wednesdays on Instagram. It's called WineUp Let's Talk. How about that? That's why people, you know what? That's why people couldn't find it. It's not WineUp Wednesdays on Instagram. It's WineUp Let's Talk that you type in and you'll get to what it says, WineUp Wednesdays, without an hyphen, without an underscore. So please go ahead and do that. Larry, you drinking Seagram 7 and 7. Okay. Wati, what you got? You got Stoli vodka and cranberry juice with fresh cut lime. Okay, Wati. And you know what? I'm ready to get one of them alkaline salads that you got too. So guys, what is WineUp Wednesdays? Okay. WineUp Wednesdays is where we have a weekly broadcast We have intriguing one-on-one. Sometimes people, I really engage with people one-on-one. One-to-many conversation. So a lot of times I'm saying something and then everybody is chiming in and we just kind of talking about it together, right? It's all about politics mostly because I want to make sure that we keep a conversation, a political conversation going where it's not like, oh, it's such a drag, because as you can see, not being politically inclined, what happened over the past 4 years, right? Now, more people became politically inclined because of the crap that we had to go through. So I don't want it to get to the point where things are just so bad that we now have to pay attention. So if we kind of stay in the conversation, and that's what I want WineUp Wednesdays to do, is to be able to bring you little tidbits of information, things that you are not out there searching for, but like I'm out there searching for, like stuff that you might need to know or want to know, or that I want to share with you, that you may not necessarily go out there for. You can look at it real quick and, maybe act on it or do something like that. But it's about politics, sex. We have the tipsy talk at the end. Everybody kind of loves that. People are actually enlightened a lot of the times, because what I do is I ask guys questions that girls should answer, and I ask girls questions that guys should answer, so you guys get an opportunity to get different perspectives from the opposite sex, like organic and genuine. This is not somebody who's your mate that, they got an ulterior motive if they say one thing, a certain way. So you kind of get a real sense of what the world outside of your world is thinking about a particular subject. Entertainment, we kind of go over little entertainment issues. I call it guilty pleasures, because, that's pretty much what it is, because who gives a shit about Kanye and Kim? Right? But for that brief little moment, you watched that little YouTube video, right? Who gives a shit about Russell and Sierra? But for a brief moment, you love the love that they have, right? And it's hard to see, like, Sierra go from this future guy that just probably seems like he just dogged her completely out, to Russell, where she actually found love. And in our communities, it just seems so hard to find and so far-fetched. But anyway, entertainment, and most importantly, business. Right now, I tell you guys what, I work with a company, a real estate education company, and we always have tidbits of information that no matter your background, no matter your, your previous experiences, we show you how to utilize real estate principles in your everyday life. Now, I have a couple of extra tickets to a workshop that I have this weekend. It's a tax and legal workshop. If you have kids, if you have grandkids, if you have nieces and nephews, we have a strategy for children, grandchildren, and nieces and nephews for under 18, how to get up to an additional $12,000 back in tax deductions. And we're doing this specifically right now to give people an opportunity to utilize some of these tax strategies in the upcoming year. So we have a strategy for kids under 18 in school, how you can get this $12,000 back in tax deductions, and for kids, you do care about Sierra. Hey, Tati. And we have a strategy for children over 18, and children that are still in college. Like, you can literally, if your kid is in college and you paying college tuition, you can have up to an additional $12,000 to write off or to offset the child's education. I'm telling you guys, look, y'all know I talk about white folks all the time, and I'm gonna tell you what, they ain't dumb. They taking advantage of this information. They're putting their kids on payroll. They're putting their spouses on payroll. But you know what we're not doing in this community? Putting our kids on payroll. Nope. Not your wife or your spouse on payroll. You sleeping if you ain't doing it. So I tell you what, I have a full 8-hour workshop. Oh man, and listen, let me tell you, the PPP loan, the EDIL loan, I have the information that you're looking for in order to qualify for the loans. But not only that, you need to set up a business in order to qualify for the loan. Guess what? I got you covered there too. But that's what we do here at WineUp Wednesdays, okay? We talk about politics, we talk about sex, entertainment, business, and everything in between. So, just remember, WineUp Wednesdays is your release. It's your chance to forget it all for a moment and just be. Just kick back, just have some Snoop Dogg wine, just chill out, listen to me rattle and ramble. Sometimes I talk about using the N-word, sometimes I talk about politics, it gets on people's nerves. I don't care, because we need to stop. We need to stop it. It's destroying our communities. Eradicate the N-word. That's the last thing I'm going to say about that. So, you know what? So I hope you are turned on. And if you're not, you could be by the end of the night if you just stay tuned. So I hope you are turned on, you're zoomed in, and you're ready to wine up. Okay. So what's the agenda? We do state of the world, talk about different stuff, talk about the different bullshit that's going on in the world. We talk about guilty pleasures, that's TV, entertainment, and other mind-numbing indulgences. But Larry, you said you do care about Sierra. That's kind of good to know, because, like I said, it's like, who really cares? Like, I might bring this conversation up to someone, they be like, girl, I don't really care. But we watch it. And it's a part of our culture. So yes, I thought that was one of the things I wanted to talk about, the relationships in our community and how they go over. Look at the difference between Future and look at the difference between Russell, so yeah, that's one of the things I want to talk about. Let me see. Then we do Tipsy Talk, where we talk about sex, we talk about fetishes, all kinds of, different relationships in relation to, sex for the most part. Boss talk, boss up. This is where we highlight entrepreneurs. So if you have a business, hey, put in the chat, what's your business? We talk about business. We highlight business owners, talk about business ownership and how you can, venture off into it, make a smooth and lucrative transition into preferably real estate investing, because that's where more wealth is created amongst everyday Americans, as well as, different opportunities for growth and development, just like the $12,000 in tax deductions. So, guys, like I was saying, let's just get into it. The state of the world. I was at a loss this week, guys. I'm telling you, I kind of went through it. I literally got it from both ends. And I'm like stuck in the middle. So I'll give you an example. Y'all might be tired of hearing about it, but I think it's something that we really need to address in our community. And it does have a political aspect, so I can stay true to this particular segment. And I've had a couple of knockdown, drag out conversations with people in person and online. But what happened mostly, what really kind of got me to thinking was, when I was online, I'm battling one set of people over here. These are my white friends that's telling me how racist I am because I'm pointing out racist activities. Now, this is a ploy. I don't get mad at it, but it is something to be aware of. When white people get defensive, they will call you racist when you're calling out racist behavior. At first, it used to hurt me, right? At first, it used to be like, well, how could you possibly think I'm racist, right? Like, how could that possibly be? I love you, right? Even though you support a racist, like, you one up on me already. But, so when I'm pointing out these racist type behaviors, I have my white friends telling me how racist I am. Okay, so I try to make the case for affirmative action, right? So they like, and when I have these battles with my white friends, let's say take affirmative action, for instance, they be like, affirmative action by its nature is racist. And I'm like, well, why did affirmative action come about? It doesn't matter why affirmative action came about. You are discriminating against people. And I'm like, well, so you mean to tell me that you believe that Black people are just typically inferior to you if you actually think that people are getting these jobs or whatever from affirmative action based on they are at a lower level? That's what you think? Okay. Not even really realizing that they wasn't giving Black people jobs no matter how qualified they were. And it got so bad that they had to freaking create legislation for it. Are you kidding me? So now, all of these years later, forget about how affirmative action actually came about. Forget about why affirmative action actually came about. Erase all of that and just come to today and be like, well, now affirmative action is all about discriminating against people that are not Black, right? So I'm like, how can you forget all of the stuff that actually, had affirmative action come about? So Sierra is underrated. Oh, we're gonna get to Sierra. We're gonna get to Sierra in a minute, Larry. You ain't digging my political conversation here because you want to talk about Sierra. Is that right, Larry? But you know what? These are important subjects, Larry, because even though we got the Antichrist out of the office, there's still a lot of work to be done. I don't trust Biden completely, right? I don't trust that he's going to do exactly what we need to do in our communities for us to grow, thrive, and prosper. This is where I get into trouble because not only do I have those white people over there telling me how racist I am because I'm pointing out their racist innuendos and their racist tendencies that they don't get that are a little bit racist. But then I got the Black folks over here beating me down. They beat me down. Because why? Because I don't want to use the N-word. Why don't I want to use the N-word? Because I believe it destroys our community. What will happen if you tell a 5-year-old every day out of his life he's stupid? What do you think will happen to that little kid? What happens when you tell that little girl she ugly every day? What happens when that little girl is told that she's ugly every day? God's words have power. And when you use the N-word, and when you say the N-word, you drill the meaning, the real meaning of what that word is in your head and in the heads of the children. I don't care about you grown folks. Call yourself whatever. I care about the kids. And because I don't have any, I don't have children to influence. But what I do see is parents calling their kids the N-word. What I do see is parents letting their kids listen to any kind of music, which, okay, I can kind of get that a little bit. It's almost too hard to try to shield them from that, especially with, radio and TV and YouTube. It's really hard to shield them from that. But there's not enough counteracting to that, because in some of the experiences that I've seen, people accept. What you mean, Charles? What you mean? Hey, in here, somebody got some hands. Hold on, Charles. This what you talking about, Charles? I got that. How about that? I got that. Okay, but you know, guys, it's just real kind of crazy that people think that this particular word has no effect on the progress that we can make as uh, you know, Black individuals in our communities. What do you say, Larry? Larry said, no, I got thoughts on white denial too. It's not hard to figure out. White people honestly don't feel responsible for slavery. Oh my God, boy, Larry, let me tell you some of the stories. I hang around, I tell you. Responsible for slavery. You see, white people honestly don't feel responsible for slavery 200 years out from it, and resent being hand clapped on the rat race to try making up from what their ancestors they never met did in the 17 and 1800s. I see you, my friend. Hey, Charles. Yeah, Larry, I think I get what you're trying to say. And yes, that's the argument that I have. But I'm gonna tell you why I was discouraged this week. Because while I was literally online one day, I'm literally fighting. I'm fighting these white people that have these negative stigmas of us as Black people. And I battle them. I go toe to toe. You don't know how much money I done lost because I done alienated some white people. And for what? For what? Because I feel adamant about uplifting and enhancing our communities. I may not have all of the answers. I may not know exactly how to do it. I may not be the one that is out there marching. Shit, I gotta wear heels and my feet be hurting. I ain't gonna march too far. Tell you that. Now I'll go, like, I'm planning to go see Ted Cruz, right? I'm supposed to be going to Houston. I'm gonna knock on Ted Cruz door, and I'm gonna take the contract for Black America. I'm gonna take me a video camera, and I'm gonna knock on Ted Cruz door and be like, Ted, what's up? What's up, Ted? But I was totally discouraged, and I had to shake that shit off all by myself, self-motivated. Because on one hand, I'm fighting for us, and I got people calling me racist. But on the other hand, I got the Black folks over here telling me I'm an Uncle Tom. Why? Because I just want to tell the brothers to pull up their pants? No, I don't believe that is the only reason that we are not doing well. And no, I'm not judging everyone. That's not what I'm doing. And if that's what you get, okay, my bad. I'm just telling you right here, right now, that's not what I'm doing. Even if it comes across as that, that's not what I'm doing. What I'm trying to do is get back to the basics. Like I said earlier today, what happens if you tell a little kid every day out of his life he's stupid? What do you think that child is going to grow up to do? Hey, cousin, John Stephen. Go, girl, you are good. Thank you. Stephen, I don't know. What do you think about that, Stephen? I get it from both ends. And I'm like so caught in the middle. But you know what? I'm not deterred. I am not deterred. What am I drinking on, cuz? I'm drinking Snoop Dogg today. And I only had one glass so far, so I promise you, this ain't coming from being drunk. Not yet, anyway. Give it a little time, okay? What you drinking on, cuz? Okay, maybe the second glass. Now, guys, I didn't have a lot prepared today because I was just completely at a loss. I was like, what am I doing this for? Black people kicking me down, white people kicking me down. I'm trying to enlighten the white folks. I'm trying to uplift the Black folks. I'm caught in the middle like a true Libra, literally. Gin and juice, okay. Anytime preference is given based on race, it is by definition racist. This is True. But you also have to consider why. You can't erase everything that happened in the past. Watch out there. Okay, I'm telling you, cause man, you don't know what I went through this week. I went through like literally online. Like, you can't see, like I'm dealing with people online. On one thread over here, you got the white folks kicking me down, calling me racist, right? Then in the same session that I had online, you got the black folks over here. And it was so surreal to me. I'm like, wow, if people really knew behind the scenes what was going on. I could have very well cried and quit. Could have very well cried and quit. Like, what the fuck? What? Okay, black folks, y'all want to use the N-word, call yourself savage beasts all day, every day, go for it. Okay, what should I care for? Telling me I'm a crab in a barrel because I want to hold black people accountable to higher standards. And not because I believe that there's low standards, but because the consensus and the statistics and what I see on a daily basis proves that we're behind the 8 ball. Yeah, there's a little bit of success out there. Some rappers are doing very well. Some reality TV stars are really, dressing very nice. But as a whole, what are we doing in the black community? We ain't growing too much. We're not thriving in the sense that we could be with all of the talent that we have, with all of the resources that we have, with all of the tenacity that we have, with all of the diligence that we have. But really, the tenacity is the biggest thing. With all of that tenacity, we should be doing way better as a whole, and we're not. So I was very discouraged this week. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to talk about. I'm like, man, people tired of hearing about politics. It's real easy for me to talk about, a lot of entertainment. It's a whole bunch of stuff I can talk about there. So I just kind of wanted to be a little transparent and share that, because I definitely want to keep going. I definitely want to keep bringing awareness, because even sometimes to me it seems happening, I know I make a difference for people individually. I've had several black men, who I call out, look, stop using the N-word. What are you doing? You have young boys as sons, nephews. What are you doing? I call them out. And boy, they will go after me. Whew. It's heart-wrenching sometimes. But I stand toe-to-toe. And I get my point across. And in the end, they acknowledge what I'm trying to portray and project. And they will admit that it's not the easiest thing in the world to not do. They will also admit that they know that it's not right. But the reason that they continue to do it is because they believe that it's not going to stop. Not that it's not going to make a difference. They just believe that it's not going to stop. And I'd be like, nope, you stopped. I've had several people to tell me that they stopped using the N-word based on the conversation that I've had with them. So, true Libra style, encouragement on one hand, discouragement on another. And I'm like caught directly in the middle. What you say, Larry? Larry say, I think the folks trying to shame white people into paying reparations need to give that up. Okay. It ain't happening. Okay. They know damn well that reparations won't stop at just us black folks. What do you mean? It did just stop at us black folks. Pretty much everybody else got reparations. Let me see. How are we going to pay indigenous folks? Larry, indigenous folks got plenty of concessions. Okay? They have reparations. All right? Just so we clear, indigenous people have their reparations. We are about the only ones that have not, at the very least, even have had the acknowledgement that we were raped, killed, and our assets pillaged. Not just the ones from back in the day. I'm talking about right now, today. Like Chase Bank, they only lent money to about, I think, 6% of the same people that qualified that were not black, where they were given loans at 68%. In 2019. So Larry, I beg to differ. And let me see what you say. How are we going to pay indigenous folks? They getting paid for the land we stole. We didn't steal it. If they pay us, they can't refuse to pay them. They haven't refused to pay them. Larry, they're getting paid. That's just real. I tell folks the irony that Black Wall Street in Tulsa was built on Indian territory. It's deep. We owe them too. Maybe they was in it with us, Larry. I don't know. I have to do some more. I didn't know that Black Wall Street was built on Indian territory. By it being in Oklahoma, I mean, maybe all of Oklahoma pretty much was Indian territory. But I don't really agree with that sentiment. What'd you say, Roger? I feel that a lot of the so-called woke Black Americans are fighting for things that white people put on us when we were in slavery, and they're just trying to maintain. I don't know. Give me an example, Roger. What do you mean? Rate of change. This is just the way it's done. This is Black. So you're going to have these people trying to hold on to these old timey ways. Okay. People are already aware. They like the status quo. Okay. They like being the victim. Okay. They're used to it. People don't like change. If things start to change, then that puts the spotlight. Is there more? That puts the spotlight on. I don't know. I'll give you an example. Roger, the person that I'm talking in reference to that really kind of went in on me. The Black person over this past weekend that got me kind of really, really discouraged. Like, damn, what am I fighting for? Why am I alienating all the people? Not all the people. Why am I alienating people that have money to actually support my business and purchase the products that I have to sell for people that don't give a shit for the most part, in the way that I'm alienating people? Like, I decided before Trump was even in office that I wasn't going to shut up about the racism portrayed against Barack Obama and the Obama administration. So a lot of these people that I'm battling with these days, which is why one of the reasons why I don't really take it to heart, is because a lot of these people came about when they realized Trump was hideous. But I've been on this shit since way before then. So I have to laugh sometimes when they try to tell me about, you know, different situations and what Trump did and all of that. And I have to laugh because I'm like, you need to catch up to the actual facts on that. But the one person in particular that I was kind of battling with online always complains about white supremacy, right? And this was going on all through the election and the lead up to the election. Complain about white supremacy, right? And I'm like, okay, yes, we know white supremacy exists. Like, what you gonna do? It is there. You have to learn how to operate within it in order to grow, thrive, and prosper, especially as Black people. So I just posed the question. Okay, yes, white supremacy exists. What are you gonna do about it? And then they would be like, oh, Biden is just as racist, and Harris, you know, put in jail a whole bunch of Black folks. And I hated to play devil's advocate. Well, what did those Black folks do? Was they out there doing shit that they shouldn't have been doing in order to get caught? Did you know Kamala was the one that mandated the little cameras, the little police cameras in Oakland? Did you ever think about that? The people that was getting locked up couldn't really deny the crimes that they was doing because the shit was caught on camera, and that was what Kamala did. That ain't Kamala's fault. So even though Biden might have, you know, been just as racist back in the day, although I don't believe that. I mean, you know, he has a certain privilege. He understood his way of life. He acted on it. He thought what he did was best. But I tell you what, ain't no real racist gonna bow down to no Black man for 8 years. He can't do that. That ain't finna happen. He might do it for a year. He might do it for a little bit of time, but he ain't finna do it for no 8 years. So I believe Biden was sincere in his, is it not retribution, whatever, his like repentance. Like he repented or whatever for all of that bullshit that he said growing, you know, back in the 70s and all of that. But the guy would just be like, Trump and Biden are just the same. And I'm like, okay, well, what you gonna do about it? You gonna run for office? Because pretty much what you're telling me is that we're doomed. That's what you're saying. I mean, it got to be something that we can do about it. And I say one of the things that we can do about it is stop calling your friends, your loved ones, and your people savage beasts on a daily basis. Because that shit plays a part in their head. And when you ain't feeling so great about yourself one day, because that shit happens, mentality, right? In other words, it's one of the reasons why I think we have a lot of depression, we have a lot of mental issues, and we're not going thriving and prospering. But I'm going to get off of my soapbox because guess what? It's time for a new subject, the guilty pleasure. Let me see. What did you say? I got some stuff. Brian said, okay, Chase turned me down with a 745 credit score. Okay, so full transparency, Brian, because I know you white, okay, and you live in the hood, okay, I'm not surprised that they denied you. They didn't deny you because of your color, and you ain't equal, okay? They denied you because you live in the hood. So, like I said, Chase discriminated against people in our communities at an alarming rate. Okay? All of this country was what? Type it in. Let me see. Larry says, yes, all of Oklahoma was Indian territory until the government took it back after oil was discovered. It's deep how they did it. Man, Larry, we can talk about this shit all day long. But really, as you can see, I will ramble. I will talk about it. I haven't had many people chime in today. Come on. Are y'all just listening to me? Like, I want to, not just talk at you, right? I want to have a discussion, even though I'm very passionate and adamant about particular subjects. I thank you for listening. I really, really do. So what we're going to do, we're going to move on, because the reason I said all of that was because I didn't prepare a whole lot of stuff, because I was just like, fuck it. Okay? To be honest with you. I'm like, what is it all for? Let me go make some phone calls for sales in my business, instead of worrying about how to save the world. But I shook it off. And here I am today to have these conversations, to put things on your mind. The most important thing that I want you to get out of today, and right at 9 o'clock, we're going to get to Tipsy Talk, because I don't want to look, I'm going to tell you what, last week, who was on with me last week? Last week, I think we stayed on for what? 2 hours? 2.5 hours? It was long, but you know what? People were engaged. We were talking about stuff. We were, coming up with solutions, because it was all about Judas and the Black Messiah. And like I was telling people last week, I ran and, I had an opportunity to meet Fred Hampton Jr. And it falls right in line with what I talk about every week, which is uplifting, enhancing our inner city communities, Black communities. And it was a very lively discussion. So guys, go back and take a look at it. And I have reached out to Fred Hampton Jr. and he's not starting, but he has the organization Black Panther Cubs, I believe it is. And he needs our support, because you know what? The organization that he has, even the sentiment of the Black Panther Party in the past, is what a lot of these young men out here have the ability to gravitate to and feel proud of. Last week when we were talking about it, it was like Black Panther Party had got such a bad rap, but if you knew all of the good that they did, you would be proud of them. But because media, because white supremacy, because of the FBI had the opportunity to drive the narrative of who the Black Panther Party was, you even had Black folks condemning the Black Panther Party. And they're the ones that set up preschool. They're the ones that, got WIC on the table. Like, how could you dismiss that, right? Like, they were there to protect the community that was getting beat down simply because of the color of their skin. Like, why is the Black Panther Party not upheld and honored in all of our homes? I didn't find out about the Black Panther Party until I became an adult. Are you kidding me? I was militant from day one. My nickname was Too Sweet. So I was a little sweet and demure and soft-spoken and a little timid, but I wasn't supposed to be. I was supposed to be like Asada, okay? That's what I believe anyway. But anyway, Roger, what you say? I don't battle with a steel person. I don't know what that means, but it makes one fall down to that so-called work woke person's non-action level. How many Black families have they directly helped and supported by helping them get the resources to move generationally ahead? Roger, believe it or not, that's what my business is. And as many times as I try to help people in our community, they judge me. And this is one of the reasons why I want to eradicate the N-word, because I've seen some people that will come to me and ask me for information about my business, but go to some of them other folks and actually take the action. They don't want to do it with me because they don't see me as that person. I don't have the complexion for the connection. So they will leave me, even though I'm the ones that's going to stick with them till the bitter end. I am going to do my damnedest to make sure that you succeed, even if I don't. But there's no way that I'm not, so I'm not even worried about that. I'm going to stick with you. You going to quit before I quit. You going to quit on you before I quit on you. Guaranteed. But because I don't have the complexion for the connection, they will leave me and go to some of them other folks. And the minute they can't produce, they're dropped like a hot potato. And then who do they call? Because I ain't going nowhere. And I've been in that business for over a decade. Ain't going nowhere. Because I stand firm on making a difference in my community, and I have the juice. I have the information that you have been praying for. Guaranteed, without a doubt, 120%, I am convinced of that. You don't get with me and take advantage of some of the things that I have to offer, you will miss out. I don't care what kind of car I drive. I don't care how many properties you think I own. It doesn't matter. I got the juice. I got access to the juice. So if you want it, type something in the chat, because I do. Seriously, guys, I cannot state this enough. This weekend, Saturday, from 9 to 5, one of my instructors who teaches our tax and legal classes will be online for 8 hours, giving all kinds of tax strategies on how to best maximize your tax structures or your tax issues from 2020 and how to prepare yourself for 2021. I have some free tickets. I sit on the executive leadership team, so I got a little bit of pull. And if you want some of that juice, type it in. Say, I want the juice, and I will make sure you get a ticket to this workshop that is seriously about creating generational wealth. We throw that term around. We a lot of times pretend like we actually want that. Well, I tell you what, I have access to it. Literally everybody on here could also have access to it. Got to take some action. Let me see. I know, Charles, you had said something. Donnie, I've never been into politics, but as I'm older, I'm changing that. That's great, Charles, and hopefully I can be a part of that. That's what WineUp Wednesdays is all about. I get a lot from your content. Oh, thank you so much for saying it. For those don't want to hear politics, damn them. Okay, stay encouraged. I really appreciate that, because I was going through it this weekend, Charles. Like, I can't even not express it enough. Like, literally at the same time, I'm talking with some of my white friends over here on one feed, talking with some of my black friends over here on one feed, but black friends telling me I'm a crab in the barrel and I don't care about black folks, and I got the white folks calling me racist. I was freaking confused, but I got over it. Larry says, fighting the N-word is as frustrating as it is because you're fighting what passes for modern Black culture. I know, Larry, but you know what? I can't quit, because you know what? The kids are being destroyed because of it. The children are being destroyed because of it. It's not the only reason. It's not the only thing, but it is definitely a factor. Let me see. The rappers insist on using it in the interest of artistic freedom. Some bullshit. Those are, like it or not, the influencers of young people. Yes. And it's so funny because, like, I'm certainly a fan of TikTok. I promise you, I was one of the first people that ever used the TikTok app. And I found this girl, I think her name Keita Boo or something like that. But man, I liked all her shit because she was dropping some knowledge. And before I realized that she used the N-word as much as she did, I wrote into her and I said, you know what? I'm curious about what you think about the use of the N-word, because I'm kind of going through it right now. I was really, man, my heart was hurting. And then I went to find her on Facebook because I only saw her on TikTok. Then I went to find her on Facebook, and when I saw some of her stuff, N-word. What the freak? Oh, Spider. Yes. Spider. Can you see my comments? I can see your comments now. They just came up. I don't know if you were typing them, but they just came up. Actually, guys, see, Spider, you just joined in, but go back and look. You were actually one of the people that I'm talking about when I said I had a couple of battles with people that just want to use the N-word. But hey, feel free to chime in there. Let me see, Larry. What'd you say, Larry? The rappers insist on using it in the interest of artistic freedom. Those are, like it or not, the influence of young people. What they do matters and is copy. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Hey, Stephen, yes. Mark Kohler this weekend, guys, I'm telling you. Mark Kohler, if you paid attention to his tax strategies, will absolutely help you create generational wealth, guys. I don't want to just throw this term out there willy-nilly. I actually have access to it. Guys, I cannot express to you enough what I have in my back pocket. And you guys are asleep on it if you're not reaching out to me. I have some extra tickets to this webinar on Saturday, 9 to 5. You can literally sit in the comfort of your own home. Like right now, I'm looking at this on a 50-inch screen TV. I have my computer hooked up to a TV, and I do that. And I watch these webinars. I don't watch it on my computer screen or my phone. I hook it up to a TV, and I sit back with my coffee and my breakfast and my bunny slippers, and sometimes that's all I have on. And I watch that whole webinar, sit there the whole entire day, and I learn. Y'all can do the same thing. If you want those tickets, say, I want the juice, and I will. Let me see. You have to prove the critic. Roger says, you have to prove the critics wrong. Where'd it go? You have to prove the critics wrong. These people know that these things are wrong. If you listen to their conversation, they'll actually say that what they're doing is wrong. Absolutely, Roger. Absolutely. It's like a prison prophets. Yes. I see that now in what I do. Oh my God, Roger, I can't read. What are you saying? Yeah, I see that now in what I do, they doing in our community, they question everything. I do critique everything. The Latinos are blowing up, white community, eating it up. I'm a rock star. But in my own community, which is what I was trying to market to, they're like, no, I don't want to do it. No. Yeah. That's why I was saying I ain't had a complexion for the connection, Roger. Even though they consider me a little light-skinned, I got a little bit more favor growing up in life. But I did not have the complexion for the connection. Let me see. Spider, what you got to say, Marlon? I can see your comments. Say it. I'm pro N-word. Yes, I know this comedian. I mean, Spider, you were actually one of the people that I was talking about, that I had in mind when I said some people just want to use the word. Let me see. No one is forced to listen to rap. It's a choice. Okay. Mark Kohler is great. That's coming from a white person. Y'all should take heed to that. Hey, Tuco. Tuco. Hey, Tuco. Hey, what you drinking on, Tuco? Marlon, what you drinking on? You got to let me know what you're drinking on, Marlon. Let me see. Roger says, don't go into the battles with these in the white community or the black community. What you have changes a lot of people's lives for the better. Absolutely. Absolutely. Roger, I do. I really, really do. Like Harriet Tubman said, never mind. Anyway, you have to. Leave those people alone because they will drain your energy. That's their purpose. You know, I had to stop. I know. Because those people aren't listening and you have to build momentum. Roger, I agree with you on one hand, but on the other hand, I don't. Because one of the reasons why I have not actually done a whole heck of a lot better in my business is because I do care about people. And I know sometimes people go through things in their mind. They have the self-esteem issues, they have the self-doubt. And I went through some of those things. And I was just fortunately mental enough to, and I had some leadership training. I actively took leadership training. Landmark. I don't know if you guys know about Landmark, but I absolutely recommend it. You might think it's pie in the sky. You might think it's all fluff, but I'm going to tell you what. It helped me get through some of the hardest times in my life without stress. That's why I look so young, because I don't stress. Because I know, like, you're going to have some stresses, but you don't have to internalize it. So, guys, you know what? Oh, how did I keep going? It was just right at 9 o'clock. Let me see. Let me see what you say. Okay, see, here y'all go again. Keeping the conversation going. But this is what I'm here for, guys. This is what I'm here for. Roger, there's some people that I didn't want to give up on, even though they probably should have been given up on. I wanted to be that one to say that, so they couldn't say everybody gave up on me. And even to this day, I have some people on my team that just are lackadaisical. But you know what? When they call and they got a question about something, it might be every 2-3 months, every 6 months. Hey, how you get on that webinar? I'm right there for them. I don't be like, well, you didn't buy the biggest package, or you haven't done a real estate deal yet. I greet them with charm and with a smile, and I answer their question, and I let them know, hey, don't ever quit this because it's a blessing. I I promise you it's a blessing. It has blessed me. I'm a living, breathing testament of the blessings. Shit, I haven't had a job since 2011. I travel. I do what I want to do, come and go as I please. Hey, I tell you what, it hasn't been all peaches and cream, and I've had some ups and some downs, but I tell you what, I wouldn't change it for the world. It beats going to a dead-end ass job where don't nobody really give a shit about you. I'm my own boss and have been. Y'all should try it out. It's kind of really, really cool. I got some tips and tricks and pointers if y'all want to learn how to maneuver through it. Okay, but anyway, Larry Biddle says, I also understand young folks like the fact that using the N-word is something that white folks can't appropriate like the rest of the attractive parts of the culture. It's for us only, is their flawed way of thinking. You know what, Larry? I know, and I get that all the time. Oh, it's a word of endearment, I think. And I know it's because of that reason. They believe that white people can't hijack it, because if they do, they're gonna be known as a racist. But you know what? They use it. They use it. Don't think that they don't. They may not say it out loud to you, but I promise you, they use it amongst each other. And you know what? This is why them white folks kind of don't like me, because I know that happens, because I've dated white people in the past, full transparency. And a lot of times people be like, you just caught up in them white folks. No, I'm not. I'm really not. But I have some idea of what goes on behind the scenes. So you can take it from me. The word is used. They may not know. You may not know that they use it, but they do. And the sentiment is behind it also, especially when they get mad, or especially when they feel slighted. Don't tell them that they got some white privilege. So don't get it twisted. Spider, do you think the N-word exists or not? Why we have to take head? Because it's he white. What happened? Okay, there you go, Marlon, typing all kind of typos. I don't understand none of that. Let's see. It is wise to always cut the head off the snake of any problem. Okay, let me go back and read that. Let me see. Do you think N-words exist or not? So are you saying, do you think N-worders? Are you trying to not use the word? I'm curious. So do you think N-words exist or not? Yes, I believe there's some people that are unscrupulous. And if you want to consider them an N-worder, then hey, go for it. But when you call your best friend the N-word, and then you have those people out there that actually live up to that, and you call them that too, how do you know? How do you distinguish the difference? Or how does a child distinguish the difference? They really can't. So this is one of my arguments about why there's no unity in the community, because everybody becomes an N-word. And we all have a consensus, whether you believe it or not, subconsciously it's scum of the earth. And don't nobody want to have nothing to do with no N-worder. I don't care what you say. They might be cool with you for a minute, but the minute you think that they cross you, they become on the other side. How you gonna tell a good one from a bad one? You can't. Especially when you say, oh, well, I call white people N-worders too. When do you do that? When they're doing something horrible and egregious. So you're relating a white person to somebody that's bad when you refer to them as an N-word, but yet you use the word interchangeably when you're dealing with your own people. It's a contradiction, Marlon. Let me see. It is wise to always cut the head off cut the head off the snake of any problem. Yes, stop using the N-word, Marlon. You are not one unless you are one. Roger, think about it. Roger says, think about it. Like this for the N-word. Most record producers and TV producers want black actors and magicians to say certain things to our community. You won't get paid unless you do it. And we already know that it's a detrimental thing to our community. Roger, people don't believe it's a detrimental thing. They think it's okay. They think that it has no bearing on the lack of progress that we have in our community. Like, people literally believe that. So I don't agree. They believe that it has no relevance. The N-word on television and on the radio is for their money. So they'll fight tooth and nail for it and sell out their own people. Yeah, that's true. Too Cool, what you say? White has no regrets about slavery. Very true. You know what? Too Cool, they wipe the slate clean. They be like, man, black folks ain't shit. Are you kidding me? Black folks is inferior. They lazy. They shiftless. Forget all of the mental capacity things that they had to deal with and we had to deal with for over the past years, past 400 years. We're not going to start the clock back then. We're going to start the clock right now where everything is equal. Black folks have every opportunity as everybody else, which that's a fallacy. That's the privilege that they have to be able to say that, because why? Barack Obama was elected and he's black. And everybody loves Beyonce. Anyway. Whatever anybody says, they think they're justified. It's like we do what we have to and we did it. Might be unfortunate, but that's it. Marla says, Roger Hollingsworth, not to our community. No one targets our community as far as consumers, more so as a product. I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. I can kind of think I can gather what you're saying, but we are very targeted in our communities. It's by design, Marlon, so I'm not sure if we're talking about the same thing there. The music is a product that is largely consumed by whites. We are paid to entertain them. They enjoy hearing the word. They can't say anymore. It's become magical. They have embraced the name we call them. Right. And you know where that is very common is on TikTok. Because you know what? For 15 seconds, those little white folks, they can be black and they get to say the word. That's why there is a big thing on TikTok about being black on TikTok. It's a lot of racism on there, believe it or not. And it's because a lot of white kids, you know, in their defense, I know it's because it's fun a lot of times, not all the time. Sometimes it really is rooted in racism, but a lot of times it's just about being fun. But my issue is that we as black people create the opportunity for them to minimize the struggle that we have gone through. And that's why I want to eradicate the N-word. Because if it's cool for us, it can be cool for those that are cool with us. Spider says, so you saying black men are the head of the snake of the N-word. In this day and age, it is black men that consistently perpetuate the N-word. Absolutely, Marlon. And it's sickening, it's disgusting, and it needs to stop. Because you know what? It's the black men in our community that are going to influence the young people in our community. And that they walk around thinking they little N-worders all day, guess what they're going to do? They're going to act like it. And that's what they're doing. That's why Pop Smoke, FBD Duck, or whatever, King Von, Tukey, they're all dead. They're all dead. Why? Why are they dead now? Marlon, why are they dead? You heard FBG Duck's song. It was horrible. It was freaking horrible. Why when this dude died? Yeah, maybe he was talented, but his message destroys our community. Why were we holding him up? Yes, any life loss is tragic, especially that young. He had an opportunity to change his ways, but he died by the sword before that had to happen because he lived by the sword. But everybody held up FBG, Duck. I got little women, little girls that I think that I'm trying to mentor, singing his songs. Like, man, I was like, oh my God, are you really saying that? Are you really singing that? And you're singing it with passion. Are you kidding me? And then wonder why our communities don't grow. And then wonder why when George Floyd gets killed, lynched on freaking national TV, a modern day lynching, and don't nobody give a shit. That's why. That's one of the reasons why. Because they think of you as little N-worders. Because you think of you as little N-worders. So you can't have it both ways, Marlon. I'm sorry. Soapbox. Okay. I got a little bit of a studio audience here, and they like, would you get on with it? Would you get on with it? Would you stop talking about that? Nope. Let me see. But I tell you what, we're going to wrap this up. Yeah, we're going to wrap this up. Where's the proof? What do you mean, where's the proof? Where's the proof? Where's what proof? Let me see. I love your passion about the N-word. Thank you. Thank you, Charles, because I feel deeply like if you speak life into a person, if you speak words of encouragement into a person, if you speak positivity into a person, it matters. The same thing goes if you speak negativity to a person. If you speak degradation to a person, and the N-word is completely degrading. I don't care how you try to spin it. And I will do everything that I can to make sure people understand that that is my point. Whether you believe it or not, whether you sign on to it or not, okay. But until there's more unity in the community, until our black dollars recycle more than one time in our community, then maybe I'll shut up about it. Okay, I'm losing y'all. I tell you what, I'm gonna finish reading these and then we go, oh my God. Okay, hold on. I love you. Okay, I gotta read all these comments. I'm sorry. Y'all still here with me? Y'all chilling out? Let me see. You can't change the product. The consumer has to change. You're the consumer, Marlon. You're the consumer. Let me see. Roger says, listen to, okay, guys, and then I'm for real. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on for real. Let me see. Listen to how they communicate about the industry, the record industry. Listen to how your comedians or your actors talk about the industry and the things that they have to go through in the industry. They tell us outright, the writers want us to say this, to say this. The writers want us to say that. Then all of a sudden, the people think that's the way the community should be, but it's a white writer. Gotcha. This putting that crap out there. That, okay, it's a white writer that's putting the crap out there. Okay. Look at hip hop before Ice-T started gangster rap. Spider, you can't say day and age. This is a continuation. The word stain has yet to be removed. Right, so why continue to stain it, Marlon? Why continue to ink blot the negativity? Because that's what you're doing. Let me see, we still in the same aspect. Those men are dead because people died. I don't understand what you're saying there, Roger. Whatever. I mean, Spider. I don't know what you're saying. You to me, Spider. If I can just be blunt, like I usually am, you're really just trying to find an excuse and justify the use of it, and it ain't working. Come one better, please. Roger says, the marketing industry spent billions and billions of dollars on what gets people to do certain things. When you go into a store, the type of music and the volume plays a big part in how much you spend. It's not just being played for no reason. When you go into a casino, from the time that you walk from the curb into the door, everything is geared to separating you from that dollar in your pocket. Absolutely. Certain tones set certain moods, so the same thing goes in a music industry and sales that are certain. And you know what? I agree with you. And that's why I be trying to tell people, okay, so why help to perpetuate the negative stereotypes? We're gonna get through these comments, guys, and then we're gonna play this game. Then I'm gonna let y'all go. But I gotta go through this. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for having this conversation, because you know what? It needs to be had. Marlon, we need that debate and just as passionate about keeping it. Marlon, please elaborate on that. I would like for you to be one of my special guest hosts one week, Marlon. So let's make that happen. Because you're not the only one that I've had this debate with, Marlon. So in the near future, we're going to have a panel right here in Lux B. And we're going to have pro and we're going to have con. And we're going to get to the bottom of some things, but we're going to actually take some action. Maybe that's the day I'll have Fred Hampton Jr. here, that has this Black Panther Party Cubs organization that he wants assistance with growing for these young men out here that are in the streets. They need to channel that energy somewhere. And that's a perfect place to do it. Spidey says, okay, so you're saying we haven't tried to speak inequality away? That's why we don't have it? Hell, I'm just gonna speak world peace into existence too then. No, Spider, because we don't take the actions. We don't take the actions. That's why it hasn't happened. Not because we not using the N-word. I think that has something to do with it, because the mentality, the subconscious mind doesn't operate in a way when you have self-doubt. And who wants to do anything with an N-worder? Nobody, not even you, Roger. Spider. Let me see. It's disgusting to blame someone for their own death. No one is blaming FBG Duck for his own death. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Did you listen to some of FBG Duck's songs? It is not surprising that he died the way that he died. It's not surprising. Listen to his lyrics. So that, Marlon, is a crock of crap, what you're talking about. Because you know what? Because of him, we got little young men out here hijacking cars, 12-year-olds, because they listen to the likes of a FBG duck that don't give two shits about the people in his own community. I know I shouldn't be talking about that. I looked at all of the parents that lost these kids, and it's heartbreaking and it's heart-wrenching. And I'm not sure what they could have done to make anything any different. But what are we going to do? Are we going to constantly glorify this behavior? No. FBG duck should not be promoted. Maybe he was a talented brother in rap, I guess, because that bullshit that he put out was not talent. Sorry. I'm a consumer. I am a consumer, not all. I just told you that majority of rap industry consumer base isn't me. It's whites. Okay, so Marlon, why are you perpetuating what they want? They want to hear you use the N-word. They want to hear you think of yourself just as that, because you know what? If you think of yourself as that, you're not going to do shit. So why feed into it? That's what I want to know from you. I'm not a consumer. I am not the consumer in hip hop. I am the product. So you the N-worder? You ain't shit? You scum of the earth? You ain't gonna be shit? Is that what you're saying, Marlon, about yourself? You ain't gonna never be nothing more than that. That's what you told me one day. You ain't gonna never be anything more than an N-word. That's what you told me. Stop trying to justify it, please. Nope, you don't have a middle. I do. I speak of the mentality behind the use of it, not blame the problem. I'm trying to find solutions to the problem. And one of the solutions, I believe, to the problem is not glorifying the sentiment behind the word. We are gonna have to debate this live. I agree. What do you guys think? There's a few of you still online with us. Thank you for being here. I have my studio audience here telling me I'm belaboring the point, but you know what? In true to form fashion, I don't give a fuck. How about that? I hold Black people to zero accountability for any actions on American soil. We aren't even supposed to be here. Weak fucking excuse, Marlon. We are here, whether you like it or not. What's the action for equality for Black people? I thought it was still downloading. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that, but okay, I know you're trying to be sarcastic. Let me see. When you say someone lived is why they died, you are blaming him. Whatever! He fucking put out all of this music that talked about killing people for no good goddamn reason. And he died for that reason. He's a martyr. He died for his cause. I'm just pointing that out. He literally died for his cause. He didn't give a shit about people, especially Black people, because he ain't had nothing to do with no other race. He said, get out there, kill N-worders, Kill people. Kill, 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 kill. That was FBG Duck's message. Yes, he lived by the sword. He died by the sword. He is a martyr. I'm just pointing that out. He made no songs about car stealing. He more so was for... Okay, let me read that. He made no songs about car stealing. He more so was for robbing other criminals for money. But when you look at a black person and you call them a thug, you automatically think they're a criminal. Black people think that. White people think that. And mostly everybody in between. Look at a black man that got his damn pants sagging, using the N-word. They think he's a criminal. He don't have to be, because you know what? My baby brother is the sweetest thing ever. He sagged his fucking pants. He looked like he just stepped out of a fucking rap video. So he is the opposite of what I would look at him and say he was. He's the complete opposite. And because of him, I have a little bit of, I don't want to say sympathy. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but I have some idea that you cannot judge a book by its cover. You can't. Because my brother is the opposite of what he freaking looks like. But you know what? That cop on the street don't know that my brother is sweet as pie and won't hurt a fly. They took his ass to jail. They locked him up for 2 freaking years. And he was completely innocent, had a trial and got acquitted. But you know what? What he looked like was that N-word. And he got caught up for it. Just because he looked like it. Now, y'all cry all day long about white supremacy, white racism, white extremism. But then you go and you play the part. Tell me I'm bashing on black folks for pointing that out, but tell me I'm lying. Or tell me, am I the one that have enough balls to say it out loud? Now, no, we shouldn't be putting our family business out in the street. But you know what? If we don't, we're going to continue this same destructive behavior. What you say, Brian? Maybe they can't get into growth. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. Did I miss something, Marlon? Let me see. What actions for equality for black people? I thought it was still downloading. I don't know what that means. When you say how someone lived is why they died, you are blaming him. I could tell. Ooh, I just went all the way past that. It's disgusting to blame someone for their own death. I agree, and I don't mean to do that, but I have to make the point, Marlon. Black folks, and especially black men here in Chicago, especially black men here in Chicago on the South Side, are going to hell in a handbasket. I'm not the ones that's looking at them like thugs. I'm the one that makes sure that they're not looked at and treated like thugs upon sight. But you know what? I would like a little help in that area. Like, goddamn, pull your goddamn pants up. Please. Why do I have to waste time trying to defend you looking like a freaking dog? Let me defend some other shit. So, I agree with you, Marlon. But you know what? He put himself in that position. And no, we should not be glorifying what he represented. Period. Bottom line in the story. Especially the condition that our community is living in right now. We can't afford it. We can't afford to overlook mediocrity. Okay, so you saying we haven't tried to speak inequality away. That's why we don't have it. Hell, I'm just gonna speak world peace. Marlon, maybe that's all we doing is speaking and not taking the action. That's my point. We're not taking the actions. Just talking about it. We're not being about it. It's discussing the blame. Let me see. Okay. I'm a consumer, not all. See, Marlon, it's funny. You do need to be my co-host, Marlon, because I think me and you could go at this for a bit. But I don't want to take up everybody else's time. I'm really like 45 minutes late with tipsy talk. I want to read the rest of these comments. Spider, let me see. Roger, let me see. Not all black men want to be a gang. Absolutely, Roger. I know that for a fact. I don't identify in that culture. If I had kids, I'll be damned if I let them identify. There's a low life. Roger, I agree with you, and I guess some of the disappointment is in me is because I don't have children, but I see a lot of parents, young parents out here allowing this type of behavior. Like literally allowing this type of behavior. It baffles me. Hey, Henny, most black men today don't even know the science behind sagging. Yep. Very true. Very, very true. Roger Hollingsworth. Now let's talk about it. That culture comes from mostly something that's missed at home and possibly for generations. It's a necessity created through American culture to take place as a haven for their failure to care for the poor. This is true, Spider, but that is still excuses being made for low-level behavior. We need to step it up. That's the bottom line. I want to be on the show. Hey, Henny, all the way from California. Hey, Henny, call me. We can talk about that. If you have something compelling that you want to share and talk with, we can absolutely make that happen. And Spider, Roger, all of you guys, we're definitely going to hold a panel about the use of this because I'm very adamant about having men, especially black men, help me in this fight to eradicate racism. I know it's an uphill battle. I know it. I know it's an uphill battle. And some people think it will never happen. And I, believe it or not, because I am caught up sometimes in the white man's world, I don't believe it's gonna ever happen either. But I'm not gonna not try. I'm not gonna not try. I might have some stuff to make up. Call it what you will. But I ain't gonna stop. So a government failure to provide for the poor is the poor fault for being poor or not stopping it. Yes, Marlon, you know the government doesn't give two shits about you. Make sure your kids get A's. Make sure the standard in your household is that they can't do anything less than that. You know why? Because as a black person, as a black man, they have to fight doubly. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Yep, you said it. Black folks just plain resist being critical of the parts of our culture that is obviously toxic. Very true, Larry. Very true. It's a big problem because the culture is winning over the positive influences we have. Unfortunately, that's the case. It's okay to be, as a woman, arrogant, with an attitude and a nasty mouth. And I do cuss a lot. But I was cussing a lot before all this shit happened, so it's organic for me. There's an imbalance that is harming us big time. Yes, Larry, and that's the point that I'm getting at. Marlon, listen up. It sounds like you're talking about impoverished black men, not black men. Marlon, there's no distinguishing because, as you say, white supremacy, when they look at you, they don't see nothing but a black man. They don't give a shit whether they think you got some money or got some education. You black. Period. End of story. And you see what they did to Botham Jean. He wasn't a criminal. I'm so proud of you having this show. Thank you, honey. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep it up, love. Thank you so much. I believe that poor qualities of a human being are not a reflection of all humans. Absolutely. But you know what, Marlon? Once again, our communities can't afford that shit. We're not equal. That's what you say when you say white supremacy. That's what you say when you say don't vote for Biden or Harris because Harris put a bunch of black men in jail. What the fuck was they doing to get in jail? Well, at least some of them, because I know there are some people that didn't do shit and they ended up getting in jail anyway. But their pants was probably sagging, to be honest. I know I'm generalizing, but hey, what can I say? So we shouldn't vote. Now, Marlon, me and you, even though we battle with each other, we was on that same page. So you know that's not the case. Keep that moving. You don't control that industry, the consumers do. You aren't the consumer, you are the product. I'm not exactly sure. What you mean? Let me see. We aren't talking about white people. Why you yelling? Because, Marlon, stop using the N-word. That's why I'm yelling. And this. I keep it real. Botham was yelling. Botham was yelling N-word or sagging. No, he wasn't. That's the whole point, Marlon. That's the whole point. They saw him as that. And it didn't matter that he wasn't a thug. They saw his skin. So you're saying we should start being equal and not making excuses for not being. Marlon, you confusing the shit out of me. What? So you're saying we should start being equal and not making excuses for not being, I don't know. All I'm saying is step the game up. That's what I'm saying. Voting is where you lay your compliments. You just said my compliment was an excuse. I'm not sure, Marlon. So he got shit because I used the N-word. I don't even know you, bro. I'm not sure. New performers can now take control over their careers. We don't exactly need a TV producer or a movie producer or in the music industry. We can do our own now. Yes, Roger, but unfortunately, I think us doing our own now is mediocrity embraced. I really do. Because it's cool to be belligerent. And I mean, unfortunately, I think I fall into that myself. But like I said, I try to justify it by knowing that I've been this way, not just in recent times because of what things have happened. I've always had a sailor's mouth. Are you reading the comments? Wait till you look at the replay. Right, because Marlon, I might be saying something and it don't show up right away. And then when it shows up, I'm off to another subject. So I don't necessarily know what you're actually referring to unless when you type, you can say, you know, kind of specifically what you're referencing when, you know, you respond. What are you drinking? I am drinking Snoop Dogg, Henny. I am drinking Snoop Dogg. This is a really good wine. It really is. It gets you kind of drunk a little bit. I ain't all the way drunk yet because I ain't finished the whole bottle. But you know what, guys? You know what? I love you. I love you so much. Okay, maybe I'm a little drunk because I am so overtired. I am so overtired. Y'all don't stop. Y'all stop talking. Let me see. That's not actually true, Roger. That's what used to allow artists to provide more content for less pay. Yes, you can build on your own kinda, but the process that allows it is still controlled, not true. Fake news. I miss you. I miss you too, Henny. Roger Holland, yes, you can out on, but you have to retail it. I'm not sure. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol. Okay, guys, listen. I think I have kept you long enough. Who want to do tipsy talk? Now, we done talked about the boss talk today. I haven't seen anybody ask me for the juice because I got the juice. I'm telling y'all talking about creating generational wealth? I have the information that you need. Do you have children? Do you have grandchildren? Do you have nieces and nephews under the age of 18? Do you want an additional $12,000 back in tax deductions? Do you have a side hustle? Do you have your own business? Would you like to apply for the PPP loan, the EDIL loan, and actually get it? Guess what? I'll be talking about that on Saturday. Marlon, do you have your kids on payroll yet? We talked about that almost a year ago. Who wants to do tipsy talk? Okay, Han Solo. Let me see. The current industry giving artists freedom is fake news. It's technological enslavement. Okay, guys, let me see. We are currently watching Danietta on her own show. The Chance the Rapper. You can make hundreds of thousands of dollars on your own. Have Black performers doing their own shows, and they're monetized. It's just an excuse when they say they can't do it. Appreciate that, Roger. Okay, guys, you know what? Let me see what I got here for today's tipsy talk. We're gonna get to it. Who do I have as participants? I don't know if I have any ladies on the line tonight because I got a question. This question is for the men, but the ladies will answer. I don't know. I don't think y'all ready tonight. I done kept y'all too long. You know what? I tell you what. It's 2 minutes. I'm 30 minutes over. Y'all got to come back next week. How about that? Got to come back next week because in 2 minutes, I'm finna let y'all go. Now, I don't know if the ladies is on the line, but I had a couple of good questions that I wanted y'all to go over. But if I go over that stuff right now, we're going to be on here another 30 minutes, and I don't want to do that. So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to end the nights in 1 minute, okay? And I am going to invite you guys to be back here with me next week at 8 o'clock sharp. And I am going to do my damnedest to stay on schedule. And at 9 o'clock, we're going to do Tipsy Talk. And we're going to have some very keen discussions about sex, intimacy, and relationships. And you guys are going to enjoy it. Spider, what you talking about? Roger Hollingsworth, yes. And she is giving away valuable content. The control leaves when you need others to widen your reach. You can You can always do it on your own, but that doesn't mean that's the best or quickest route. Yes, everybody has a streaming show and service. I'm going to take that as a compliment, Marlon. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. Literally, thank you all. If you're watching the rebroadcast, please comment. Say, type in something, because other than that, we don't know who you are. Let us know what your drink of choice is, or what you're drinking on, or what you like to drink, whatever the case may be. More importantly, let us know if you're in business for yourself. We want to support local businesses. We want to support businesses of people that are trying to grow, thrive, and prosper. And that's what we're here to do. So if you're watching the rebroadcast, or even if you guys haven't done so yet, let us know, what's your side hustle? What is your business? What are you doing? Hey, Marlon, I met you, was that 2 years ago at the scavenger sale? It should be coming up this year. Are you participating? I would like to know that. I would like to know what your strategy is around that. That is how I met you. I think I was doing a live thing on Facebook, and Marlon was like right there. I didn't know him, he didn't know me, but we kind of connected. It was pretty cool, and we've been kind of talking and bantering ever since. I think I got on with one day about using the N-word, and we've been talking ever since. But anyway, guys, I thank you so much, really, for joining us tonight. We had the Snoop Dogg wine. I put the link in the feed for where I get the wine from. You can have it delivered directly to your house from drizzly.com. I put my link in there. They have the great wines. Try the Snoop Dogg wine. Try the Juggernaut. That was really, really good. But more importantly, guys, let's create generational wealth. Type in the chat if you would like a ticket to my webinar, Tax and Legal Strategies webinar, this Saturday from 9 to 5, from the comfort of your own home. And you can find out how to put your children on payroll. You can find out the ins and outs of how to qualify for the PPP loan and the COVID relief funds and stuff like that. So, and next week, don't forget to join us, guys. We're going to be doing Tipsy Talk. Thank you. Talk to you soon.